Ronnie, did your boy from Oregon get drafted?
Which one? You
The
know,
safe, the safety you were talking about, or the
nah, he
DB?
went undrafted and got picked up by Miami, so he'll be playing side by side with his former Oregon teammate Javon
He
Harley.
went undrafted. They love y'all down there.
I wish we would have gotten him, man. Seriously, he would have fit right in with that Dan Quinn system. He's a great guy. Knows football, and they don't call him the general for nothing. So
Miami love y'all guys. They love y'all down in Miami.
yep, and they love Dallas as well. So
I know
They,
that's right.
the Dallas
I
farm team.
I would love one of their DBs, but Jerry ain't got no
We ain't got no
co-
money.
he
We
ain't
need.
got
We
no
need.
he
We
ain't,
need.
he don't have a pair. He
We
don't have,
need.
I
We
think
need.
that's
Ronnie
what
said he
fell
don't
off.
have a pair.
We
He
need
don't, not no
Elon
more.
Musk to buy us. That's what we need.
Shoot.
We need that Elon Musk
Jerry would
money.
never sell that team. He going to the grave with the Cowboys.
The
No
rumor
doubt.
is the Lakers might get sold to Elon Musk. That he trying to buy the Lakers up.
What?
Wow.
Yeah, that's being picking
Hey,
up
that's
speed because
Ain't
they
that
said the
something?
Bus family might sell, and there's talk
Wow.
that Elon Musk might buy them, and that would give you got money at that point.
Hmm. Interesting.
what up, fam? It's your boy CJ Richardson. Welcome to another episode of We Talk Sports. We just had y'all a little casual conversation going on before the show, a little light intro, because that's all we do. I want to welcome my elite panelists to the show right now. What's up, Rodney Jones Bay? How are you doing tonight, man?
What's going on, CJ? How you feeling? What's up, Justin? What's up, Diane?
Hey,
I was just about to get to Diane. I was gonna save her to last. I will. What's up, Justin? How are you tonight?
Can't complain. Little hurt my kicker didn't get picked up, but
Okay,
I
okay.
was the butt of jokes thanks to Playful. We had our little running bet,
It,
but
it,
I came on the short end.
right. Did I win something?
You told me that you would give me dinner if my guy got drafted. He did
Well,
not get drafted, and he
well,
got picked up. But
but don't I get something because
you
we gonna
you
get
get a
we gonna
you
get
get a
back to that.
you
We
got
gonna
a
get
you
back.
told me so.
We gonna get something else. And last but not least, we're gonna welcome Diane. Welcome back to the show, Diane. Appreciate you
good
being here
evening,
tonight.
CJ. Thank you for having me. Hey, Justin and Rodney. And hello, Valerie in the chat. She's on with us tonight.
That's right. So how was your week? How was your week, guys? How's everybody doing?
Pretty good, pretty good. Can't
Pretty
complain.
good. I want to say off the bat, right, with the draft, congratulations to all the Georgia Bulldogs that got drafted. It was a lot of them. They did great. I think Green Bay came up with a couple of them. So congrats to the dogs.
Well, since you're on that subject, we might as well go ahead and dig into that, man. Was that like a record number
It
of
was a record
players for
number.
one team? Oh man, that was
Absolutely.
amazing. So that means like Alabama got out Alabama.
Yep. And it
In,
was
Right.
in
another record set in the draft as well. I
what
think
was that?
four straight defensive players in the top four picks. That's the first time that's happened since 1991.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what Justin, you got anything on significance?
The HBCUs held it strong. Last year there were no HBCU players drafted. This year, there was one from Fayetteville State. Then Dion had one from Jackson State. It's about four that got drafted, and then undrafted. They had a big day. And shout out to the guy from Virginia State that got picked up by the Dolphins for a camp invite.
Good deal. Hey man. And to
And the,
all the draft picks and undrafted free agents that got signed to a team, man. Hey, let's go get it. Because you don't have to be drafted to be in the Hall of Fame. There's more undrafted players in the Hall of Fame than there are first round and number one draft picks. A lot of people probably didn't know that. The only thing that you're guaranteed when you're in the first five picks is the money. You get the big money right out the box, but you're supposed to actually come in and make an impact the first year as well. So sometimes going undrafted and proving yourself, you can have a long, prosperous career. Because I know a lot of I ain't gonna say a lot, but there have been a few top 10 picks that just didn't quite pan out. So how do you guys feel about the pressure of coming into the NFL as a top pick? Any stories or
I would say Malik Willis is probably the most current one.
right.
Malik Willis, had he gone first round, he would have got $25 million coming his way. But him dropping all the way to the third round, he will
Right.
only make $5 million.
That's
And
tough one right there.
that's a sizable drop off.
Okay. Anything else, Diane or Rodney?
Yes, speaking about Malik Williams, the
Willis.
statement that was made by the Titans quarterback in terms of mentoring him. I wanted to hear if anybody has any, thoughts on that. I mean, for me, I felt some like, why wouldn't you want to be a mentor to this kid who's coming in and to openly state that you're not here to mentor him? I didn't think that was professional in a sense to do. What are your thoughts on that?
It takes me back to a couple of years ago with Lamar Jackson. A similar situation happened where Joe Flacco was given the Ravens playbook to give Lamar Jackson. He refused to give the playbook to Lamar Jackson and actually threw it in the trunk of his car and drove around with it. And forced Lamar to go to the facility to get the playbook to learn the plays, because he wasn't going to give him the playbook so he could have an edge up. And then even most recently, last year, Andy Dalton said the same thing about Justin Fields, where he said, I'm the quarterback of this team, and I don't plan on, he'll be a starting quarterback someday in this league, but it won't be this year.
Okay.
So it happens a lot, but usually the veteran does end up losing when having that attitude, and the young guy really plays with a chip on his shoulder. And
how do you feel about that, Rodney?
Some quarterbacks have some quarterbacks have the right to do that, like a Brett Favre or Joe Montana. But guys like Joe Flacco and Ryan Tannehill, who are subpar and declining, I'm not going to be disrespectful, but, washed. It's just a lot of hate, self-doubt, and, when you do that, you're splitting the locker room. So,
well, I think, first of all, unpopular opinion, it's a job, just like your job right now. If a new guy comes in, he's hot, you don't want him taking your job, and you got to show him around, and you got to mentor him. You already on shaky ground at your job, so it's a natural defense mechanism to say, it's not my job to do that. And technically it's not, everybody wants to hear the favorable comment. Oh yeah, he's going to take him under his wings. But Ryan Tannehill, what has he done in the NFL? You see what I'm saying? So there's doubt on his side. He's fighting for a job. He botched the playoffs up last year for his team. So he's like, this the super kid. Everybody's been talking about this guy all the way since the offseason up to the draft process. You know what I'm saying? So I get it. It doesn't mean you have to like it, but it's his right. If he doesn't want to do it, he wants to shed a negative light on himself, let him do it, But I think the kid's going to beat him out anyway, because everybody know Ryan Tannehill is 2 interceptions away from losing that job anyway. That's why he didn't want to help him. He's not confident, and he knows this guy coming in, they drafted him, and if it's even, you play the young guy. Plain and simple. That's how I feel about it, But we got bigger fish to fry. The Dallas Cowboys draft is over. And we got to talk about this thing a little bit right now, And I want to tell everybody out there in draft guru land, you got it wrong. I'm just telling you.
Again.
Yeah, you got it wrong again. And don't be mad. Don't be mad. You know why? We all got it wrong. And 9 times out of 10, we all get it wrong every year. That's why I don't spend a lot of time doing draft shows. I talk about players that I like, that I might want to get, but you never know, because y'all know Jerry Jones is an unproven science himself. You don't know what this dude is thinking. So everybody got it wrong. But speaking of getting it wrong or getting it right, let's talk about the number 1 pick for the Dallas Cowboys. Was it Tyler Smith?
Tyler Smith.
Tyler Smith, boy, offensive tackle out of Tulsa.
Local kid.
This is what I want to ask you guys. When you heard the name Tyler Smith at 24, 15 seconds or less, what was your first reaction? Then we'll get into Tyler Smith a little bit deeper. Diane, when you heard that name Tyler Smith, what was your first reaction?
I was like, got him. We got him.
Okay.
I was excited.
Okay, good
I know
deal.
a
Good
lot
deal.
of folks didn't, but I was excited. We can work with him and get where we need to be. We need to
Right.
build our offensive line, and so we got somebody. So let's
Exactly.
go.
Okay. And what about you, Rodney?
I actually literally was on FaceTime with Justin, and I was like, "Who is this guy?" Because I was sitting there waiting for us to trade up and
Right.
get, you know,
Right.
a little bit something better.
I got you. And what about you, Justin?
Initially, when I heard the name Tyler, I said, "It's Tyler, the kid from Notre Dame, the kid from Iowa." And then they said Smith, and I was like, "No."
But that's not. But see, that's the thing. You know, when the draft is going on, you know, you can have a favorable or unfavorable reaction to the pick, and it doesn't really matter because we can't change it anyway. So when I heard the name Tyler, I had just walked in the door, and it was like Tyler Smith. I'm like, who is Tyler Smith? You know, because I looked over a million draft names that we could get early. His name was on the list, but it wasn't the first one. You know, so and then I was like, some guy had dropped an edge rusher.
Jermaine Johnson from
Yes,
Florida State.
yeah. Mhm.
That's what I thought we were going to do, you know. But then the more I looked into Tyler Smith, you know what? I kind of like at 24, I kind of like the pick, you know. It wasn't the greatest pick, I don't think it was, but I think the potential is there
The potential.
to
Oh,
be awesome, you know.
oh,
And
oh,
and then I looked at his bio, you know, and I think the guy is something that we can work with, you know, and it was a need, you know, the pick was a need pick. So you can't really say it was a bad pick or whatever the case may be. It just was an unexpected for me pick, you know. So Diane, how did you feel once again about that pick?
I was excited about
Okay.
it. I was like, we got him. I
Okay,
mean,
good.
seriously. I
Good
know
deal.
I saw a lot of folks was like, I see Tony in the comments. Hey, Tony.
Right. Boring
It's a
pick.
boring pick, but
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's all opinion, right? But
Right.
I remember watching the draft last year, and when Micah Parsons came up, the Dallas fans were like, "Who is this guy?" They weren't excited. Same thing with
Right.
Tyler Smith. I believe he's gonna show who he really is, and we're gonna change our tone
Okay.
in the middle of the season. I believe that.
Didn't we kind of like say the same thing when we picked Frederick? It wasn't like a popular pick. It was like, okay, we got linemen. You know?
yes.
Yeah.
And
So
Zach Martin.
right. So we've been down this road before, you know. And if you're a real Cowboy fan, you should already know. Look, man, that line we got is beat up and bruised up and often injured. This guy is gonna come in and get some reps, whether he's ready or not.
There's an old adage that says O-line wins championships. It does not sell jerseys.
Definitely. And I saw one. I'm coming to you next, Roddy. I saw today. I was looking at some sports knowledge, and it said Joe Burrow was pressured 15 times last year in the playoffs. And Dak Prescott was pressured 25 times just in the San Francisco game. You know, those numbers may be off a little bit, but it just goes to show you that, you know, it's not even the people on the line, it's the chemistry within the line, you know, the injuries and things like that, that you need linemen. So I'm warming up to Tyler Smith. What were you saying, Rodney?
The pick, I felt that, I mean, it was a need, I agree.
Right.
But the draft, I felt, and it's just my opinion, that we could have gotten something a little bit better. Like, I like the kid the Chargers had drafted. That was it, a tackle or a guard?
Zion Johnson.
Yeah.
Well, that's one thing I want to do on this show. I don't want to talk about what could have happened. Let's talk about what happened, because that makes a better show, because we can't change nothing. Let's not go back. You know, we could have got something else, but we got Tyler Smith. Tyler Smith is the topic. Let's you know, just stay on board with the pick. So we can't change it. You know, everybody else is changing it. We could have did this. We could have did that.
They think really highly of him because they gave him Larry Allen's number, and nobody has worn 73 since Larry Allen, which I think that speaks volumes too. He's a tackle / guard, so he's gonna play left guard and watch pretty much Tyron go to work. and then he's a swing tackle. The other trend is you have Tyler Smith. They drafted another tackle as well. And in the past, we've always had veteran swing tackles with Cam Fleming, and we had Nasicki last year. So we are going with the idea we're no longer paying for swing tackles, and we're getting, I guess, development and training these young guys to
Right.
be able to pop over if Tyron goes down or
Well,
if
let's
somebody goes
go.
down.
Let's go into a different form of thinking. I'm gonna let Diane help me with this one. So everybody knows what the fans are thinking. Can you tell me, Diane, what Jerry Jones or Stephen Jones was thinking? Based on what they said about this pick, because this will give you a different insight of why they made the pick. You know.
You mean on Tyler
Yeah.
Smith?
Yeah. You know what Jerry says, I really think we have a player here that not only has the ability to be a starter, but the position flex. And so we're very fortunate with the 24th pick to get the 16th player in the draft. And then what did Jerry say? I mean, Steven say after that?
He said, I think the key thing is we think he can be our left tackle. Similar to what Justin says, he has some flexibility. He could be our left tackle for a long time at some point in time. Obviously, we have the best in the business now in Tyron Smith, so they obviously think highly of him. But at some point, his ability makes us think he can be a top left tackle.
Right. So that's what the Joneses were thinking. But see, a lot of people don't put a lot of weight into what the Joneses think when we draft. So I'm gonna read you what Will McClay said, so we can get an idea of what the guy that everybody respects allegedly said. He said you look for traits and then you look for ability on tape, and he showed those. He's a first round type player capable of competing in this league, and we were excited about him and that him being a local kid and the temperament that he plays with and being young and getting growth and the potential that is all important as well. So they were thinking that, hey, this guy, you know, when they had their board, he was pretty high on the board. So they got their guy, you know, as opposed to the Cowboys. I mean, whether we agree with it or not, that's what they were saying. So it's a done deal. It's a pick. So as we move on, welcome to the Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Smith. You know, so then we move on. Before we move, Tyler, anybody got anything else to say about Tyler?
Tyler was.
Go ahead, Rodney.
I will say that I think the Joneses want to get back to running the ball like we used to in those DeMarco Murray early Zeke days.
I got
we
you.
can be more, more balanced and protect that. So,
and you can't pay a guy $96 million and don't use him, or he's not valuable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because but in getting all these players, we still have work to do with play calling and scheming, etc. So a player is not gonna just change your whole team. You got to use them efficiently and correctly. We know that. All right. So let's go to the next pick. We got number 56. We got Sam Williams, edge from Ole Miss. How you feel about that one, Justin?
I like it. He does have some off the field issues where he was charged with aggravated sexual assault while at Ole Miss. That charge was dismissed and he was reinstated back to the team. He plays aggressive. The other thing is some people say he's Michael Parsons' twin brother because they look alike. That was the running joke. But I think that will be a great pickup because now you could put him on the edge, let him fly off the edge.
Right.
And now Parsons can play solely linebacker, or you could disguise different schemes where maybe Parsons comes down, you pop him out, or vice versa.
Okay. And Diane, once again, what was Jerry thinking when he was making this pick?
So Jerry said they had him as one of their visits. On one of the visits, he had a lot of high grades and a lot of want to among both coaches and scouts to have him part of the team. And also, like Justin said, he's flexible, and he can pop in. And he really has in the early process in the last few weeks, he has a good, his skills and attitude towards competing. brings, positivity to the team.
And he did make a comment before the draft where he specifically was in the media and they asked him about being compared to Michael Parsons, and he said, Jerry, if you want to have another Michael Parsons like pick, come get me.
What do you think, Rodney?
It was a need, definitely. Wasn't too excited because of the off the field issues. It was dropped, so I'm not going to hold that against him. He did have 13 and a half sacks in the SEC.
Right.
So we got DeMarcus Lawrence, which is 32, hasn't really lived up to the potential. And then we have Dorrance Armstrong, which we really don't know what we have until he gets a full, you know what I'm saying, a full reps.
How about this?
So,
Dude, a baller.
Huh?
He's a baller.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So he had off-field issues and he dropped. Had he not had that off-field issue, he's top player drafted off the board. I think it was all SEC, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Right. First team, I believe. So the dude was a baller. He had some off-field issues that he was later found not guilty of. And we weren't there, so he doesn't have a criminal record now. But he had off-field. They label everything off-field issues. Sometimes people can lay accusations on you that are not true, but you have to suffer. Your credibility and your character suffers because of that. He lost millions of dollars, for real. So I think we got another baller. I think we got a great pick with number 56, and he's gonna show improve this year. And if you don't come to play, playing time could be scarce. And we know how DeMarcus Lawrence is. Third down, tapping the hat.
And Sam Williams will be wearing 54 next year for us.
Good deal.
So,
Good deal.
I mean, I like
before we go, hold on, right? Yeah, good deal. So for all the Jalen Smith people, he not coming back. I want to put that out there. Okay. All right. Anything else about Sam Mills before we move on to the next draft pick? Let's look at some of the comments, man. Marcus says he has a lot of fight in him.
Talking about the O lineman, the Tyler Smith.
Okay. And then he says also another fighter in the linebacker core. Yeah, with some good speed too. And he says he's a dog. He has a dog attitude. Now Thomas Haskins says I grade us as a C on all our picks. The one thing I want to say about people grading stuff, how you know what grade to give them? They haven't played anybody yet.
And then nobody had a bad draft, which is
they gave everybody winning grades around the league, except for certain sportscasters that don't like certain teams that give certain teams bad grades no matter what they do.
Mel Kiper gave the Patriots an F, and that's because they drafted the boy from the school, the first round pick. He was like the who, like where this guy come from.
I'm with Marcus Cunningham. All the players that we picked have that little dog attitude. I think honestly, our draft class is going to show improve because it wasn't the popular name, but it was the right person. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Thomas, we know it's your opinion, but I was just asking. I still can ask that question. How can we grade it when we don't know? I gave last year. If you'd asked me about last year's draft, I would have gave it some crazy grade too because I just wanted a defensive back. I think all of us here wanted a defensive back, and then when we got the linebacker, it was like, man, I ain't whatever, but I was wrong. And a lot of other people were wrong, but definitely that is your opinion. You gave it a C, but if I had to grade it, Thomas, I'd definitely give it better than a C. Because we met some needs that we had, and the players, if you look at their bios, they have some fight in them. But until we
I think we got a hater.
No, that's good. We like that. Sean Ryan Boston, I think he sucks. Sean Ryan Boston, you can write that, man. We don't even block people like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what the show is all about. Actually, you can come on live and tell us how much we suck. We would love that. We would love that, boy. So you came to the right place because he thinks that when people hate on you,
get blocked.
He thinks that you get blocked and it hurts our feelings or whatever. Man, we wake up every day and put a star on and get way more than that, player. So is that all you got? Okay, now you will get blocked if you use like profanity and stuff like that. But talking smack, Welcome to We Talk Sports, buddy. And if you want that link, let me see if I got the link. You know what I'm saying? Invite, copy. Yeah, we'll give you the link, man. Come on here and get this work. You know, we put the link. That's for anybody. If you want the link, it's an interactive show. You can join the broadcast as well, man. We love this kind of stuff. That's what We Talk Sports is all about. But yeah, so Giant says Eagles versus Dallas. Can't wait. Did you wait last year? I mean, did you wait last year? I mean, what you talking about? Man, come on the screen, man. I just sent the link, man. We would love to have you on
Jalen
the screen.
Boys cannot hurt you if he on his back.
That is very true. But we got to talk about this wide receiver we got for Dallas. See, you know, and the Eagles, they did have a good draft. I'm gonna give you credit. See, we don't.
They had a great draft.
We don't come talking non-facts. You know, even though you came on here wrong, all sideways, you had a good draft. Okay, your team got better, but you will never. Let me tell you something right now. But you will never, and I mean never, you know, beat the Cowboys. So, I bet you that. No, good luck. Hit that link and come on the screen. But we got a wide receiver to talk about. Jalen Tolbert, wide receiver,
is a baller.
Okay, yes. Talk to me.
Steal of the draft. For us and wide receiver value, all that stuff.
Right.
They said that he's like one of the most sure-handed receivers that were in the class, but because of where he played at, a lot of people don't know, and he could be that Cedric Wilson type player that you know is a gem, one of those late round gems that people 2 years from now say, why didn't this kid go higher?
Yeah.
And again, we did feel a need.
Right.
There was a need for that third receiver. So he'll be, you know what I'm saying, in competition for that third receiver.
Not only that, we need this guy early anyway because Gallup is still going to be missing a couple of games. So with Washington, CeeDee Lamb, and now this guy and Schultz, that's still a pretty good wide receiver core. Yeah, it's a great combination. Yeah. And then once we get Gallup back, man, I think even though we lost Cooper, we still have firepower on the offensive side. And until August comes around, there's still more room for improvement because there's still some veteran free agents out there. How do you feel about this, Diane?
In terms of the free agents or the pick? Because I like
the combination of it, you know, all of it blending together. You know, you start with the pick.
Oh yeah, I think he's a good pick. I mean, I know everybody say it's a need, but he got the size, he got the versatility. So I think we will do good having him. You know, I see him as a CeeDee Lamb eventually. Once that synergy gets mixed in and he starts, you know, communicating with Dax, getting some play time. I think it's a good pick.
Right. I just want to rebut real quick. When you say everybody's talking about a need, that's why you make the pick. Because if we didn't need him, we wouldn't have picked him. He still would have been a steal and somebody would have got him, but you had to have that need. And what happened when he dropped? Because other teams didn't have that need or feel that he was that guy. That benefits us.
Absolutely.
You know? So
he got Noah Brown packing.
So I like the pick, you know. Let's go quickly to the next pick. Jake Ferguson, the tight end out of Wisconsin. We're gonna start with Rodney on this one. How do you feel about that pick, Rodney?
I like the pick. Once again, we do need depth. You know, we cut Blake Jarwin maybe a month and a half ago, so him coming in, complimenting. I'm going to draw on a blank. I know his name, Dalton Schultz. And you know, Dalton Schultz is in a contract year. He is franchise, so possibly he could be the number one tight end.
Okay, what do you think, Justin?
I love the pick. He is a chain mover. He was one of the top tight ends in the nation last year.
Right.
And we did draft Sean McKinnon last year from the Pac-12. I think Oregon State was drafted last year. So we do have tight end depth, like Rodney said, and I think he's definitely he's more of that traditional athletic tight end build we're seeing, like the Kyle Pitts and things of that nature. So he can stretch the field, while Dalton Schultz is more a traditional tight end similar to Jason Witten style. But I like our tight ends.
Okay. And you as well, Diane?
Yeah, I agree with what both Rodney and Justin says.
And he's known for blocking. That's the thing. Just keep, he's a great blocker, which Schultz struggles blocking in the passing game. He's a great run blocker, but Schultz struggles pass blocking.
But Schultz got that sneakiness, and he always gets behind people, though. He's so valuable in the passing game, it makes up for his inability to stay on his blocks, though. So that's why I rock with Schultz, you know what I'm saying? And initially, when him and Jarwin were like sharing time, I was like, this ain't even going to be a contest. Jarwin's going to beat him hands down. But then Jarwin got injured, and we haven't looked back. I'm just being real. Schultz, man, like him and Dak have a chemistry that's
night and day.
Man, I mean,
I love it because a lot of people said Schultz player comparison. A lot of these player comparisons are off, but the player comparison that Dalton Schultz had coming out was that he was Jason Witten before Jason started declining, and that has been on the money.
Oh wow, and that's good. Let's move along, man, because we got a few more to go. What about Mac Walezinski? Is that the name?
Is that guard
That's
from
tackle.
The tackle, that 6'8" tackle?
Yeah, from North Dakota State.
Nah, I think he's from a small school, right?
No, Walezinski is from North Dakota State.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not.
Yeah, but he's still a big guy.
Yeah,
you know. So he's a mauler on the line of scrimmage, but they say that it's hard to grade him because of the competition that he played against. But he played at the top notch in their division. They win like national championships every year, and his grades were high for his division. So he's going to be one of those players where we don't have to see about. But I like it. You know, we needed help on the offensive line. I think offensive linemen, it doesn't matter where they get you. If you got talent, big bodies, you can move. And this guy has talent. He got a big body, and he can move.
He can move. And
right.
if you got those three attributes, they can work with you.
He's a similar build to Tyron Smith, because Tyron Smith is like that big size tackle with his height. I think Doug Free was another one.
Oh, don't say his name. I see yellow flags
before the
on third down.
Before
the Go ahead, Justin.
I would say before the injuries.
Okay.
First got him, he was that consistent.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think, Diane?
I wasn't sure. You know what? I was watching the draft, and I kind of put a question mark next to his name.
Okay, I like that. I
did. I wasn't sure.
Gather more info.
Say that again.
I said, well, you just had to gather more info to see what this guy was all about. Yeah. You have to do that. We all have to do it, because I was like, huh? Yeah. Wait a minute. But then I read up on him a little bit, and that's why we drafted him with the 155th pick. So,
there's a growing trend that I see with our line. You have Tyron Smith that plays left tackle. You now have Tyler Smith we drafted, who plays left tackle and guard. It's like a positionless idea we're going with this line. You have Biotish, who can play center, left guard, and right guard. You have Zach Martin, who can play left guard, left tackle, and right tackle. Right. Now, this kid is a tackle who can play guard, center. It's almost like our O-line can play all 5 positions. So we can go positionless, and Connor McGovern as well, who can play center, guard, and tackle. So I love the versatility with us being positionless.
This next pick, I really love, man. When they called Deron Bland, cornerback, defensive back, Fresno State, man, this guy can ball and he has size, So I was like, this is kind of like what we need as well, because normally you think of the Dallas Cowboys defensive backs. Once upon a time, it was 5'9", 180.
Yep.
5'10", but this guy is like 6'2", 200, with some wheels. So I was kind of excited about this pick as well, and I think he can grow into a potential starter as well. So how did you guys feel about this? Let's let Diane go first on this one.
I like him. Seems
right.
Like he has. He's very athletic. He has some speed. He has the size. Yeah, I like that pick.
Okay. What about you, Rodney?
I like the pick as well. I don't know too much about this guy because I don't watch Fresno State football, but with Kelvin Joseph being in limbo,
Mhm.
he can definitely feel the need if we don't have him. If we don't have Kelvin Joseph come day
Now,
one.
when you say Calvin Joseph, fat man, boss, fat man, whatever his name is, a rapper name,
Yeah,
why he
yeah,
in
rap.
limbo? What do you do?
He was involved in a shooting.
Okay, I just got some questions because I'm in interrogation right now. So, didn't the police talk to him?
Yeah,
Okay, so did the police let him leave the station?
I think so.
Did two people get locked up the same day?
Yeah,
Your Honor, I like my client exonerated from
but you know that
all.
you know the NFL. You throw a little stain on it,
Yeah,
you put them in the. You gonna have
yeah,
to get.
but I don't think anything's gonna happen to him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I
Yeah,
really don't. But as you say, if there were some penalties to come down, we have some
we have
options,
depth, so we can move
and some
around.
size as well. What about you, Justin? How you feel about this?
Oh,
Um,
can I? I got something else. The
Mhm.
size. I'm sorry, I got something flashed.
Go
The
ahead.
size matters simply because on the outside, Anthony Brown, he's more of a slot corner. And what cost us in a lot of games with a lot of penalties was the go ball. And he struggled with that. So with the size from Kelvin Joseph and this guy, with the system we have, we can better defend that.
Okay. I think just before Justin, I think for real, Brown gets a bad rap. And the reason I'm gonna stick up for Brown because he wear that star, everybody, and I got a star on. But if we get more pressure on the quarterbacks don't get that clean pocket. They don't get that look.
I agree with that.
And we haven't been getting home like we used to. So somebody's gotta take that punishment. Now, even though on the flip side, number 7, he led the league in interceptions. He gave up a lot of yards as well. He just made more plays. So our defense tends to let us in our defensive backfield, we give up a lot of yards. But then when that ball's in the air, 7 just makes a play on the ball more often than not. But those crossing routes, intermediate routes, he gets blasted. He gets bombed on too. So Brown just does it in crucial situations. They know I'm not throwing the 7, so that's why if you stay away from 7, Brown gets more balls his way. So he has to fight.
And I understand that, but with his size, I feel like he's better. He's better in the slot. When he's been in the slot, he's been more successful.
Next
On the
week, what I want
outside,
you to
he's
bring
been a
to the table,
liability.
next week is how many 5'9" corners there are in the NFL. And there are more short guys than there are tall guys. It's a recent trend that the guys are getting bigger and faster and coming into the NFL. But at one point in time, all the defensive backs were like 5'9", 5'10", 5'11". Now you got big guys out there, 6'2", 6'3", 6'4", with hips, because normally the big guys play safety. The taller guys, they put them out there at safety. What do you got, Justin?
I love the pick, and I'm just gonna go. I don't like. I don't watch Fresno State.
Right.
I'm a Texas guy. They probably on when Texas playing 9 times out of 10 at
Okay.
10 o'clock. Anyway. But I like the pick because it's a Dan Quinn pick.
Got it.
Quinn has a history of drafting corners that are tall, dating all the way back to when he drafted Brandon Browner, who was 6'4", to Sherman, who's 6'3", to when he had Cam Chancellor that was 6'3", 6'4". He likes big, tall, rangy corners, and it seems like every year he tries to get at least one.
Okay. Now, did Diane go? Did you go on this one?
Yeah, I went first.
Okay, I'm just making sure we didn't skip you because I know I have a tendency to be thinking forward and miss people, but I don't want to do that. I'll make sure everybody gets a shot. So
we did draft a rangy corner last year. Nashawn Wright was another one who was like a tall, rangy corner, but he was very raw. He didn't see a lot of the field.
Right.
Outside of the Raider game was like the most playtime he got.
I think he's on special. I see him on special teams a lot of.
Well, you're gonna play special teams if you don't start. That's just the way it is.
But
if you want to make a roster, but I think he's getting better though.
He's 6'4" as well.
Yeah. How about this next pick, man? And this is like the pick I really, Clark, linebacker, LSU.
I had a question mark, and here's why I had the question mark.
Okay,
right?
I already know, but go ahead.
Yeah, because of his injury. I'm not sure if he's going to even play this season, and I think
no, he's not going to play this year.
Yeah, that
right.
I was kind of clueless. Like, why are we picking him? right?
Wasn't that one of our compensatory picks anyway?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pick number 176 in the 5th round. So if you're going to reach for a player that has first round talent that is already dropped to the 5th round and may have a injury or something like that, this is where you do it at. So I love the pick because this is another first round grade with an injury that if it heals, we hit another home run. We out of there. So our linebacker core could be like ridiculous.
If he
Yeah,
can,
well, it's always an if. It was the same thing with Jalen Smith. It was
And-
if. You know what I'm saying? He lasted a few years, but that neck injury came right on back.
No, that was
the neck.
the knee.
Yeah, the knee. So I understand. So sometimes you're gonna get ifs. I do understand that. How do you feel about that, Rodney?
I mean, like you said, it's if you're gonna mess around with an injured player or take a chance on him, not mess around.
Got
The
company
5th
in the
round is E. Lee. The 5th round is the place to do it. And with a neck injury, I worry because once you injure that, it's kind of it never is 100%. And we've seen that from Sean Lee and Van Der Esch. He had a neck injury coming out of college.
This is what I want to stop that real quick because I think we're getting off track. If you pick a guy at pick number 176, okay, injury, non-injury, you're taking a chance anyway. You might have a feel about a guy. So we're just talking about the pick itself, okay? We know about the injury, but we picked him. Let's talk about the talent because talent is the one thing that the NFL, they will do strange things for. And I'm going to give you the prime example of talent over everything. And it's a familiar name to everybody. Deshaun Watson got 150 cases of sexual assault. It might not be 150, but it's close. The Cleveland Browns gave the boy $230 million guaranteed. So if he gets any suspension, ain't that the equivalent of an injury?
I'm gonna have no. It's not. It's not. It's not. I'm gonna have to disagree with you on that.
Can you let me finish though? I don't cut it. Okay.
Go ahead.
So my point is, because this is a 5th round pick. Deshaun Watson was a 1st round pick. So my point is, if his neck is injured and we're gonna pay him $1 million, maybe this guy gets $230 million. We can replace a guy that's never played before, as opposed to Cleveland replacing a franchise quarterback that's already guaranteed money. So it's like night and day, whether you like it or not. It can be replaced. So I want to hear your rebuttal on that one.
Well, yeah, I mean, a spinal injury, a neck injury is different from
I get what you're saying.
A reputation, if you would. It's different,
right? But hold up, we're not talking about reputation though. We're talking about on the field. They both might not play. You know what I'm saying? So Deshaun Watson might get suspended for the whole year. This guy doesn't play for us. We still win that head-to-head battle. This guy getting $50 million a year.
I'm talking about the reasons for not playing.
Oh, I'm not talking about off-field stuff. I don't talk about that. That's what you do. Whatever his injury is something we took a chance on with the 176 pick. It's worth it. Just like we took a chance on Jalen Smith. He came in and gave us some Pro Bowl years.
So I guess we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I'm gonna have to write that one down. I'm gonna have to write that one down and come back and see how it goes. I'm gonna say
this differently. The guy we drafted from LSU, we graded him out the exact same number grade to the T of what we graded out Nakobe Dean, who went 2nd round to Philly.
No, I think he dropped it 3rd.
Well,
they had,
but his grade was
we gave them the exact same grade, and now Dean has a partially torn pectoral muscle.
True.
And we drafted the guy who had the higher upside with the spinal cord issue, over a guy who was graded out at the same number who went earlier than him, because we just believed that the upside is just the same. So I mean, it's all in what you shopping for, really.
Facts.
And he can redshirt, and take his time recovering because you still have Jabril Cox coming
That's what
back.
Jalen did. He redshirted.
Yeah, you got
And everybody went out and bought a 54 jersey.
Yeah, you got Jabril.
Yep, including Justin. Hey, you can rock that jersey.
But listen to what I'm saying. So I don't disagree with Diane. We're talking about kind of like a couple of different things. She's talking about reputation. I'm talking about talent, and drafting you at a certain position. So we're not disagreeing, Diane. Don't think we are. We're just talking about two different entities. You're saying, oh, reputation off the field. If Deshaun Watson was more of a risk than this guy's neck injury, for real, because when the commissioner laid a hammer down, they're gonna let Baker Mayfield play. I'm just saying. So,
but the only issue with his neck is I would prefer him to play outside linebacker. There's less contact there. I don't want him playing inside.
Well, Justin, right now I think what me and Diane are saying, can he get back on the field?
I believe he can.
Right. What do you think, Eric Lee? You just got here.
Hey, I'm just trying to, I like to hear the Civil War going on. So
ain't no Civil War. The only thing I can agree with Eric Lee on right now is his shirt. It said "was" because that's
what y'all.
That's exactly what the Washington football team was.
Hey.
Was. So where you get that shirt from? Where was it?
Actually, I got this. I was in Virginia over Christmas break, picked it up because you can't find it down here. So
probably don't want to find it down here.
Is the front read was?
Hey, look
here.
The
front page was in the back say ATL since you're a Falcon fan too.
Hey man, look, I'm happy about the Falcons draft. We good on this one. Yeah. Hey, but the thing about that Nakobe Dean thing, man, you're right about that, man, because everybody's trying to figure out why he was slipping so hard, and folks knew he had a pectoral problem.
Exactly.
But the thing about it is, for the defense that he's going to, you got Cox on the front line. You got the big boy from Georgia. All you got to do is keep the running everybody off of him. Let him go from left to right.
Listen.
And he can play the ball.
Not to cut you off, Eric. You can't scheme away from when people know what the injury is. We're gonna find you. We're gonna flip it. That's the one thing about the NFL. They find weaknesses. It's not Little League. You find the fastest kid, he on the ball, he gone.
But he on the even with the pectoral, he's on the. That's probably the best fit for him because he got them big boys in the front. Because remember when Ray Lewis and them had their run, he had Saragusa and that other kid in the front. Ray had they kept everybody off of Ray. Ray had his left or right, him, Bullware, all those cats was running back and forth because they had the boys in the front.
Though? What about Ray's talent?
Ray had crazy talent, but Nakobe Dean
I
has
just want to make
crazy.
sure that you just ain't gonna take all of that from Ray, because I'm gonna tell you right now, I ain't a Baltimore Raven fan.
Oh, Ray was a beast.
When he was a beast drop,
he was a beast in
the game, and Ray come out that joint and pick up that little piece of grass. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And he rubbed that shoe side to side and do that jump.
Yeah, but I think Nakobe Dean showed that he could play ball when he was at Georgia. So the thing about it is they got time to wait to wait on him. Plus, he got drafted in such so far in terms of the draft that he's not going to be a real financial risk to him.
But you can be the glue in college and don't go first in the pros.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Because like we were talking about, Diane brought it up first. How many Georgia Bulldogs got drafted?
5 in the first round.
But that's my thing. It's like so many people needed that talent, and they had it for everything that you needed. So it wasn't a right or wrong answer. It wasn't the first, second, third. It was like, this is what I want. When you fall in love with something, that's what you go with. They fell in love with some other guys, and the pectoral injury didn't actually help. But he was supposedly the heart and soul of the defense.
And
but he's small too. He's small.
George Pickens going to ball in Pittsburgh, the wide receiver. Georgia.
And he slid because he had injury.
Right. This is what we're going to do for fairness of time. All right. So I'm going to ask each of you guys, who do you think had the best draft and why? We'll start with ladies first. Diane.
Come on. So of course, I'll look at our division. Philly had good picks.
Right.
They had some great players, a variety of positions that they had also. I was surprised on the Giants picks. They had a few picks as well. But I would say out of our division, Philly had a pretty good setup. They have a pretty good setup, and frankly, I'm concerned for us. I am.
Oh wow!
I'm just gonna be honest.
All right.
Wait till them skins get to you.
No, we're not worried about them.
We're not worried about the skin.
Yeah. What do you think, Justin? Who you think had a great draft?
Jets.
Jets. I mean, that was it. That was for all of us. I mean, for real.
Because
Jets had a phenomenal.
I would say Jacksonville won A2, but with what the Jets did in closing the gap in that division, which has always been either Buffalo or Miami,
right,
or Buffalo and New England, they said, "Wait a minute, we here too, and we coming." And they said, "So we got our quarterback." They said, "We got Sauce Gardner now at corner. Now we got Johnson as an edge rusher. They got a running back now. They got two-headed monster with the running back, and most people
franchise quarterback."
Most people didn't even think that they were going to be able to get the receiver that they wanted because Atlanta was smoke screening everybody saying they was going to get Garrett Wilson.
Right.
They took Drake London and Garrett Wilson fell in their lap. And initially they were on the phone and called for San Francisco off of the 3rd and the 5th for Debo. San Francisco felt it was a disrespectful deal, declined it, and they drafted Garrett Wilson and said, well, if we got our guy and he fell in our lap, cool, no big deal.
Okay. So Eric, who do you think had a great draft?
Man, Justice stole the thunder, man. The Jets
stole the show.
I mean, they had 3 first rounders,
right?
Yep.
It was 3 first rounders. I mean, they had the cream of the crop, the highest graded players at their positions. I mean, and the thing about it is, like you said, they teamed up with the franchise quarterback that they had from last year. They're gonna make some noise. I mean, because let's see, Miami. They gave Tua everything he needed to do to succeed. Yep. That's probably the only team that, well, of course, Buffalo, but the Jets is a competitor this year, man. They're gonna compete.
Well, I'm gonna stay in New York, and I'm gonna go with the Giants. Yeah, because
they
got Rodgers' boy.
They did well.
They got Rodgers' boy. What's his name? Thibodeau.
Kayvon Thibodeau.
And then they got the offensive tackle from Alabama that I just salivating over. I wish we could have got him. And they got Wan'Dale Robinson from Kentucky. I love those picks to go with what they have. The only thing that bothers me about the Giants, quarterback. I knew you were gonna say that. I'm saying they did well in the draft, though. So and Philly got better through draft and that trade.
When they made that trade, they shook the lead.
Indeed.
They shook the lead.
For history, Philly got. The last time they paid a receiver $100 million, it didn't work out. That was Alshon Jeffrey. Need that to be put that out here.
He ain't AJ Brown is not Alshon Jeffrey. He's another breed.
And the culture is going to change with the Giants because they got Buffalo's offensive coordinator. And from what I hear, he's a pretty good dude, and he's going to change everything around that. And Daniel Jones only has a year to prove himself because then all those quarterbacks that are coming next year, this is his year. It's now or never for Daniel Jones. So that what is it that Peyton Manning what's the coach that was at Duke?
The Duke guy.
Cutcliffe or whatever.
Yeah.
So that's dead. If you don't show improve this year, hey buddy, you're gonna be a backup for somebody.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that right now. So that's just the way it is. New Orleans actually got better. It was a lot of teams.
Yeah, they picked. They. It was crazy because when they moved those draft picks to get behind us, we were like, Lord have mercy, please.
Here's a name that I need everybody to listen out for when we talk about the Giants moving forward too. Maybe this year, maybe the 5th or the 6th week of the year, depending on how things pan out. Tyrod Taylor.
My boy, yeah.
I'm just saying, man.
You think they'll switch him up?
Hey, look, man. If you done brought in all that talent and you tired of losing, man, anything's possible in the NFL.
And Tyrod's a good quarterback, man. He
Tyrod
always did well.
Serviceable. He just never.
Never had the pieces.
He's a good dude on and off the field.
Yeah. Homeboy, VA in the house.
Right. Also, I want to shout out the Dallas Cowboys for picking up Marquise Bell, safety from Florida A&M. You know what I'm saying? I think, and from what I hear, he's going to make some noise and has a great shot at making the team as well. Very athletic, You know what I'm saying? So
shout out to all HBCUs.
All of them.
Yes.
All of them.
They joked about that South Carolina State had more people drafted than Clemson in the NFL, and it was true. It was
Yeah,
true.
it was.
They had more than
man.
Clemson.
Well,
So, yeah.
Right. All right. So another thing, did we already talk about the Tannehill?
Yeah.
Willis,
We
but
did.
Eric Lee wasn't
Eric,
here.
you got a comment on that?
He was like this. My job ain't to mentor him. You know what? The
Exactly.
thing about it is he ain't the first one that did it. Brett Favre was like, yo,
That's what we said.
my job ain't to do that. My job ain't to do that.
All right.
So
can you talk about my kicker that I didn't get?
oh yeah, what happened to I was waiting. Actually, I was watching the
Justin
draft.
owed me something, man. I think Justin owed me something.
I was watching the draft for that.
Man, you owe me something.
Who picked him? Did he get drafted?
Texas had a rough day. We had 0 players get drafted, and that hurt my heart.
I think Justin owed me something, man. I'm
And
gonna stick by that, Diane. I'm just sorry.
how about that? Can I do that?
All right, here's the question that we've been waiting to ask all night as well. All right, so the draft is over. Certain college players did not get drafted, but they still have college eligibility left. How do you guys feel about if you enter the draft, you don't hire an agent, should you be allowed to go back to school? You know, Eric Lee, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you first on this one.
Yeah, I think you should go. You should be able to go back to school. I ain't in the pros.
Right.
You know,
So,
there are a lot of players that go back to go get their degrees later on.
now I'm talking about. I want you to be able.
But
to
I want to
go
be.
back
I want to go back.
and
If
play
I can,
ball.
I want to go. If I can go back. If I can go back to go get my degree, I should be able to go back and play ball if I'm still
Exactly.
eligible.
That's what I'm thinking.
know.
What do you think, Diane?
Yeah, I agree. I don't
Right.
have an agent. I didn't get signed. So yeah, I should have the ability to finish and play.
Right. What do you think, Justin?
I'm gonna say yes because we saw this rule play out in the early 2000s. There was a player in the NBA who I think he went to Robert Morris. He was a post player. He didn't sign an agent. He didn't get drafted. There were 60 picks. He didn't get picked up. He went back to school, played for like a quarter of the season, and the Knicks called him and brought him in as an undrafted like free agent, and he signed with them for the remainder of the season. But he was able to like use his time in college to polish up, and he got seen. So I think if the NBA has this rule, I think the NFL should look into adopting that too.
What do you think, Rodney?
I agree. I think some of the guys that do get undrafted should go back, polish up their game. I know this is kind of similar. You know, Joe Burrow, he never went undrafted, but he sat behind a lot of guys and never got his chance. So it could be a case for, another player. He can come back, start, and he can possibly go in the first round.
Okay, yeah, I agree too, man. Let the kids play, man. NCAA been robbing amateurs all our lifetimes, making billions of dollars.
Yeah, that's why they mad about this NIL deal.
Right. Hey, man, let them play, man, and let the guys play. All right, so we got some games overseas this year. I'm happy that the Dallas Cowboys aren't traveling, so maybe I can go to Jacksonville. Hopefully, it's the first game of the year. I'm looking forward to that. So, Justin, you know about the games overseas, I do believe, because you track stuff like that. Who's going overseas and playing where?
We got Germany, and they playing in the Trash Can Stadium, which is Bayern Munich, because I'm a Borussia Dortmund fan, so it's the trash can of the German soccer teams.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks versus Tampa Bay.
Right.
Then we have Denver versus Jacksonville, which I thought Dallas was getting tea time with the Queen, and I was trolling everybody saying we was going to have tea with the Queen. And then we have Atlanta is going overseas.
Third year in a row, dude.
Good deal. I'm glad the Cowboys aren't going, so
We should have went. I thought we long overdue to go overseas. So
I thought if we went anywhere, it's gonna be Mexico.
We do. Mexico.
Across the street.
Basically. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Across the street.
Yeah, so Baker Mayfield, man.
You know what? I never really thought. You said something a few seconds ago. I'm like, well, maybe that is why they're keeping him there, because if the commissioner come with the hammer, somebody got to throw the rock.
Yeah, but Baker done burnt that bridge. You know what I'm saying? Rodney said earlier that he thinks whether they trade him or not, they're going to just let him, he done.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have to eat that $18 million.
That's a lot of money to eat.
I just want to be put on the record. Rodney knows how I feel about Oklahoma,
OU court.
aka Bum U, as I call them, Bum U, which they don't.
Is it still out on Jalen? Is it still out on Jalen? Are you jury still out, or is he a bum too?
He's a Bama guy. He don't count.
Okay.
Yeah, because Lincoln Riley, a fake quarterback guru, claimed that he make quarterbacks, but you transfer quarterbacks. You don't build quarterbacks. But that's neither here or there. I said that Baker Mayfield was a more athletic Johnny Manziel, and it looks like that's true.
Hey man, Diane, you want to talk about Baker?
No, I mean, if nothing happens by June,
okay, they ain't cutting him. Somebody's gonna come calling for Baker. That's just the way it happens, man. Like there's a market for everybody. It's just timing is everything. So I think.
So who you think needs a Baker right now?
Man, Baker Mayfield is better than Daniel Jones. I can tell you that right now.
Okay, so you think the Giants?
So there's a slim market out there, but what happens is like they don't come calling until they need you.
True.
Like T.O. when he wanted to get back in the league, that the last time he left, and then I think he came back to somebody and that didn't work out. It's always a market.
Now he in the fan control football
and that's
league.
Just like what's his name?
I've seen that. That's garbage.
What's the guy's name?
It's in Atlanta. I see.
What's the guy's name that plays for Tampa Bay?
Person?
Took his shirt off and left the stadium.
AB.
That's my point. See, you can do stuff like that, but as soon as an elite wide receiver get hurt, AB getting a call. That's just the way it works.
We got another elite receiver that's being talked about, and he's in the rumor mill as well, which is Julian Edelman to Tampa Bay.
Okay. Well,
yeah, he has been working.
Well, go figure. Hey, well, go figure. Wonder how that happened.
Gronk said if that happens, he will go to Tampa Bay immediately.
So, what's up with the wide receiver out of Arizona, D-Hop?
He
heard that he was in the news.
PEDs, baby. PEDs.
Right. Now, I'm gonna ask you guys. Cause I need everybody to give me some input on this one. Now, his story is allegedly, I've always taken care of my body, and I was very cautious about what I put into my body. I'm accepting this suspension. He's not appealing it, and I'm sorry. What is that telling you guys as a fan about this guy? Go ahead, Rodney.
Yeah, I think he's trying to save face.
Okay. What do you think, Justin?
D-Hop is D-Royd.
Okay. What do you think, Eric?
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because some cats may have taken the creatine or whatever and not knew it was an illegal substance, and they put it in their body and it comes back and he's like, oh well. But what was interesting is that we were watching the draft when they said the Cardinals just traded for Hollywood Brown. I was like, well, why'd they do that? They got D-Hop.
Right, because they knew.
They knew.
Right.
They knew. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt, unless they said it's anabolic steroids that there was no question. So there are a lot of cats out there. Think about it. You got Brady, you got LeBron, you got some folks that really spend time in making sure they keep that tempo right because of what they do. I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt until they come back and say, nah, he's
I think
what about you, Diane? How do you feel?
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with Eric on that. You got to. Until something comes back.
And I'm gonna do what I do all the time. I'm gonna disagree with both of you, and I'm gonna tell you why though. When they pay you that big money, you read the water bottle, and ain't nothing in it. I'm sorry. You read the water bottle. It's been guys that have been busted for PEDs stay around in sports. These guys know exactly what you can't take certain cough medicines.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So when you get ready to fail this test. And then I think he manned up and said, I'm not even going to challenge the suspension. I accept it. I apologize to the fans, my teammates, and the owners, the sponsors, everybody. So that's what I thought he was saying.
He should have been like Lyle Collins and tried to pay the administrator off.
No, he shouldn't have done that, man. Some people do have a little bit of integrity. If you mess up, you man up. Yeah. And I think that's what he was doing.
So he been. So how long has he been on these PEDs? Because he's been in the league for a long time.
The thing is, it's not about being on things. I had some friends that were in the league. You pretty much know you getting tested on a certain date.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
let's hope he's not.
Maybe he really didn't know.
I think he didn't.
I can't go with that one, Rodney. You know,
They say D Hop a good.
That's just like if you
too.
had some type of ailment, and you know you're not supposed to eat chocolate, but you ate a chocolate bar. Then you went to the doctor, and then the doctor said, "Oh, you've been eating chocolate." You're like, "I don't know nothing about no chocolate."
Now I'll say this. I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead.
I applied for a position, right? I was taking allergy meds. It was prescription. I came up hot, and they weren't gonna give me the job because you have to do this disclosure statement. You got to let them know these are the meds that I'm taking.
Right.
But I didn't think allergy meds would come up hot. I had to go
histamines.
back, show my medical paperwork and show them, hey, I do have a prescription drug. So
there you go.
I didn't know.
Hey, poppy seeds. You know those buns with the poppy seeds on them?
Opium.
Yeah, take a test of that. You know, they ate about 3 or 4 of them.
Let's
opium.
Let's hope that D Hop don't be Brian Cushing, because remember Brian Cushing was a hot guy. He was a hot talent coming out of USC, and Brian Cushing got popped. And when Brian Cushing got popped, he was trying to like redo his image and show that he wasn't on the roids, and he just couldn't stay healthy because so much of his body was dependent on playing with that stuff.
Right.
So Percy said the way he responded is like, yeah, I was on it. Y'all caught me. My bad.
And it be like that sometimes.
Oh, but I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, you can give him what you want. He ain't playing.
Well, he ain't playing.
You can give him what you want. The man done said, I ain't even challenging this thing. You know what I'm saying? You know why? Because whatever he eating, them poppy seeds, taking them antihistamines, or whatever it is.
If he comes back and he gets hurt at week 7, we know that he was that's probably what helped him.
I'm gonna tell you.
Is he on this contract year? Hold on.
No, he just
check the contract. He just signed that money, so he should be good regardless.
I'm like this, Justin. I don't get nobody the benefit of the doubt. I won't dare. I just know what the test said. Now, if you ain't got that paperwork like Diane had, you guilty. Then I'm just saying, because you gotta know what's in your body.
He ain't got nobody that got the pee bag.
No, man.
By that artificial stuff.
Hey, look, man, do it the right way. Do it the right way. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way. Do it the right way. Them people paying you all this money, let's go out and earn it. You know, he made a mistake. He's a man up to it. I'm gonna give him credit for that.
He should have been like Tay Diggs on All American and had Tay Diggs take the test for him. That's what he should have did.
Swap the pizza, swap what you call it, test.
Man, y'all crooked, man.
Okay, this has not. Look here, I don't know if I should say this.
Don't say it.
No, I'm gonna say it. I'm feeling some kind of way that we picked that wide receiver at the number 1 position.
Why?
For the Falcons?
No.
The kid from
Drake London.
Drake London.
From USC.
When I started, I said, "Well, damn, we got him, we got Pitts, we got Cordell." I actually want Matt Ryan back now.
Look, you say you got people to throw to.
Yeah, he got people to throw to.
Because the other boy out still gambling.
They got
he on FanDuel right now.
Y'all got Desmond Ryder from Cincinnati.
We got
and Drake London. Look, Drake London got Drake paid. Drake put up a $5,000 bet and walked away with $300K off that bet. So he got paid. He bet that Drake London was gonna go to Atlanta. He nailed that pick.
Wow.
He did.
Yeah, he cashed in. So he's Eric, he happy about that pick. You might not be happy, but his pocket.
Oh no. I'm not mad about the pick. I'm like maybe I want Matt Ryan back now. You got somebody to throw to.
He cashed in.
Everybody in Atlanta hated him.
Hey, Eric, since you're here, this order just make you I don't know how it's gonna make you feel. So RG3 recently ran like a 4.48 4.43 I mean,
Mike
Vick event.
Hey,
Mike Vick can still run like that though.
Hey, look, faster than I ever ran in my whole life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the rumor is some teams done reached out and said, hey, look here, man, you think you can run that in pads? You know, they want him to come back. And the Cowboys are one of the teams that reached out to him. You know, so I want to know how you guys feel about RG3 coming to Texas.
How old is he? How old is he now?
He's like 32, 33.
Let me look it up. Go ahead. How do y'all feel about RG3?
I feel good
getting back in the league, and for your Cowboy fan, how do you feel about him playing with the Cowboys?
I feel good about it. He's a veteran quarterback, and he has a similar playing
32.
style to Dak Prescott. So
The
another
offense that
veteran-
you ain't got to change. You ain't got to change the offense for him. So
No, you
Yeah.
don't.
he come in and do exactly what.
and he's a
what Dak
hometown
does.
kid, so I think it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Bail a bear.
Right. How do you feel,
Yep.
Diane?
Yep, same. He from
Right.
down the look. He from down the road.
That's
so,
right.
He'll fit right on in.
And
Okay.
that contract that he got as an ESPN analyst is very network friendly.
Person
And they
said
have
no.
a clause in that.
Person said no.
They got a clause. in
Why,
his
Percy? Why? Tell us why, Percy.
They have a clause in his contract that allows him to leave to go play football if a team came calling.
Right.
Have you
So,
have you guys checked him on the broadcast? He's not bad on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not.
He's pretty
like
He's
good.
actually pretty good.
Right.
He
So-
bet anybody better than Booger McFarland.
Well,
I like Booger.
I ain't like Booger on Monday Night Football.
Monday night.
Booger,
And
he
one of the
announces
reasons
like
because I went to a game, man. This is when I
bad.
started. I'm gonna tell y'all. This is CJ's story. This is why I started disliking Booger McFarland, right? Because you on Monday night, they prime time, they on TV, right?
right?
And they got the little thing that they slide down the field on the
The
home
Booger
side.
Mobile. The
You
Booger
know what I'm
Mobile.
saying? And every time the ball get right in front of you, Booger big, it's right in front of me, and I can't see the goddamn field. Dak done threw a touchdown, and all I seen was the ball up in the air. I couldn't see no players. And I'm like, I don't like that. When you go to the game, it's a TV game, and they slide that thing, man, it's right in front of you. I was like, Booger, you got to go, man. You got to get up in the booth with the rest of the people. You know.
Well, he
Okay.
better than RG3 is better than Joe Tessitore.
I don't even know who he is.
That's the bald head dude that was doing Monday Night Football.
Oh, that dude. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Joe was all right. You know what
So
I'm saying?
what
Change your
is-
pace.
So what's Monday night now? Was it Troy
It's Troy and Joe Buck.
and Joe Buck?
They're
I'm with
a
the Hall of Fame of Troy Aikman.
Well,
I'm Joe Buck.
if you ain't got Amazon Prime, you ain't getting no Thursday. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
And that might be the way to go. Because Thursday
night's a shot.
Thursday Night Football is supposed to be the girl from Good Morning Football. She's going over there, and Marshawn is covering their pregame show. So that could be worth entertainment. That could be worth the
So who's
cost
calling
of
the
admission.
game? Who's calling the game?
I want to. Sean Payton is doing something. I think Sean Payton's being talked about for the Fox Sports. They were talking about getting him.
Now I've never watched the episode, but everybody says the Monday night with Peyton and Eli is hilarious.
That's why Amazon getting Marshawn to counteract that.
Is it funny?
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Okay.
I like it.
Okay.
All right, here we go. We got to talk about this before we get out of here, man. Brittany Griner. Okay. So now the U.S. is trying to get involved and say she's being held, detained unlawfully or illegally, and they're going to start negotiating for her release. How do you guys feel about that? You know, I know everybody's like, okay, let's go, but I want to hear directly from you guys. And me and Diane probably gonna get into it again because I love you being on the show. You might as well set it off first, Diane.
Can I?
What Diane gonna say? Keep her there.
I didn't say keep her there.
Oh.
Good gracious.
Let us know.
DJ said keep her there. I said bring her home.
I didn't say
I
keep her there.
I understand she was doing something she had no business doing. She was caught, and there's
She's
consequences, right? However, I mean, they're in the middle of a conflict, and I'm just concerned about her safety. I know everybody's just shaking their heads. I'm concerned about her safety. I'm not saying that she should get off. I'm just concerned about her safety being there. That's
She picked the wrong country to F up with.
the wrong country.
All right, so that's my thing. Okay, you ain't in Chicago. You ain't on the East Side. You know what I'm saying?
You ain't even in England.
You ain't in
London.
Virginia.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
I've seen
You in
episodes of
Russia.
I've seen
You know what I'm
episodes of Locked Abroad. I
Right,
don't
but
want
my
to be a
point
part of that.
You in Russia and you did something wrong. Now our hearts are compassionate and we want you safe. You know,
Right.
even prisoners in America, I want you safe. I want you fed. I want you housed properly. But you know what you got into. You're in prison. So when you do certain things abroad, it ain't like the friendly streets of It's just like Richmond versus Henrico. You ride through Richmond, they'll let you get away with a little bit more than they will in Henrico and Hanover and Chesterfield. You know,
That shows you the wrong view.
But my point is it's the lay of the law. So my point is, we might not like the laws, we might not like the rules, but every country, heck, states in America have different laws. I've never understood that. A gun in New York, you're going to jail. Straight up. A gun in Virginia,
a gun in Georgia, you good.
That's my point. Florida too. Stand your right. Stand your ground. Matter of fact,
in Kennesaw is a city in Georgia that it's illegal not to have a gun.
Oh Lord, I don't want to go there.
What you say?
In Kennesaw, Georgia. Kennesaw, Georgia.
And in Ohio, they just passed a law saying you don't have to have a background check to get a gun.
Hold on, Georgia just passed.
Yeah, y'all passed the same thing.
No. It's like okay, yeah, I'll leave it alone.
Yeah. But I would say for Brittany Griner, I want the bigger issue that I would love these networks to talk about. Why was she in Russia in the first place? And the fact is, she does not make enough to supplement her income, which is why she was over there. That's not being brought up. It's only, yes, the weed thing is wrong. I get that. But if she has a contract that's fully guaranteed, she's never in Russia in the first place.
Okay,
let's talk about the equality.
Let me ask you a question, because some of the stuff y'all say, it goes against the grain of everything, the moral fiber. But okay, so you don't live in Cancun, Mexico, do you? I'm asking a question. You don't live in Mexico, do you? No. But Cancun is a nice vacation spot, right? So let's go Dubai, whatever. They got specific rules. Public affection, I think, in Dubai.
You don't want to mess up in Dubai. You don't want to mess up.
You know what I'm saying? So you can't go over there just kissing and making out on the beach and stuff. You're going to jail. So when Justin go to jail in Dubai because he broke the law, don't come crying back to the U.S. Embassy. They got clear laws that you have to follow. And I
understand if it was Kevin Durant, was Kevin Durant would have been back here the next day.
I understand what y'all are saying, but y'all keep.
Well, I don't know about that either.
It's just like when politicians want our vote, they play on our compassion. You know what I'm saying? We want her home. Okay, we want Uncle Leroy home, but he broke the law.
We get it.
But I think at the same time, Brittany, it's crazy because when you go to another country that's pretty much an adversary of the United States and you get in trouble, it's hard for the United States to tell Russia what to do because they're like, hold on, ain't you supplying guns to the guys that's killing our guys and you want her back? In addition to that, Russia's one of them places you don't want to be gay. Because they
got all kinds of.
They They said that she was smoking, she was vaping cannabis, and she gay. Both of them strikes against.
And she black. And she
black. And she a woman. So they're looking at it like this. Y'all supplying guns to the Ukrainians? Nah, dude, we're gonna hold on to her for a little while.
And so my concern is all these things. So I'm a veteran.
She's a pawn.
I served overseas.
So when
you go and they tell you listen, learn the law of the land that you're in. You're supposed to learn the law. I get it, CJ. I absolutely get it. But I'm just concerned about her safety, that she is absolutely going to be used as a pawn in this conflict.
Right. Okay, let me say this before Rodney goes. Okay. We got other people over there. Anybody concerned about them? I'm just asking a question.
I mean, they brought a couple folks back.
No. You said it for a couple. We got more.
Yes.
That's the State Department's job. So, that's their job to do that.
I understand that, but the point is, it's like we pick and choose what we concerned about. I ain't heard nobody come on their Facebook Live in 7 years since I've been on Facebook and say, "Oh, Russia got John Taylor. Can we bring him home?" I ain't heard nobody say nothing about it.
They just brought this one guy back. And they working on another guy, bringing him back. They
actually was working on these guys before Brittany even got arrested.
But most of the time, they detain people because they feel as though that they're spies for the United States, and we do the same thing to their folks. We found out
we gave them.
We hold on to their people too.
This guy was flying marijuana into the United States. That's the guy they got back.
Yeah, we traded. We traded.
So we had to make a trade for that.
Yeah. I mean, they look at whoever that they hold on to as collateral
because that's a sticking charge. He's a spy, she's a spy.
He's a spy,
right? Well, China the same way.
The thing with Brittany Griner is this: the Supermax contract for Breonna Stewart, who is one of the biggest stars in the WNBA, is $210,000.
Right.
that's why they got to go play in China.
I got a question for you because I knew you was gonna bring that up.
Well, I understand why they don't pay him.
I'm the devil's advocate here. You know what I'm saying? You can't live off $200,000. I'm just asking.
Okay, prime example. When you got a league here where the WNBA as a league only is there, all their players in their league is worth $10 million, and Taysom Hill, who is the third string quarterback and now pretty much playing left bench in New Orleans, is making $11 million. There's something wrong with that.
Right. I ain't seen you in the streets with no sign pushing for no equal pay for nobody. So you can't. I understand it. So if you want to start a goddamn equal pay movement, you and Diane today, I'll support it.
Come on with it.
But my point is, we can't say this stuff on this show for 30 minutes and then go back by our normal line. You got to live it. If you mean it that much, you got to write somebody tomorrow. And I got your back. I'm with you. But that's the thing. So what have you done? What have you done? This is you passionate.
Okay, I am. I'm working.
Okay, so what we need to do tomorrow? You need to write somebody.
There's no summer league in Richmond right now for girls athletes.
We ain't talking about that. I'm talking about you need to write somebody for Brittany and the WNBA salaries. That's what I'm talking about. I ain't talking about Richmond. I ain't talking about Richmond Summer League.
Their contract for the rest of the season. Her contract is fully guaranteed for the rest of the season. They did make that happen.
Eric and CJ get caught with weed on any airline, we're not coming back home. She had full control of this whole situation.
We're gonna get her out for Diane, though. I'm with you.
Leave the cannabis in Russia. She should have known what was going on with the war.
Right.
She had full control of this.
Well, we're gonna start a movement.
But to Justin's point, to Justin's point, I've seen it. We all have seen it, really. We've got the Atlanta Dream.
Right.
They started off in the same place where the Hawks play.
Right.
We couldn't keep the attendance up. So they had to put them down into the gym right beside the convention center. Thing about it is you can't pay them what you going to pay them with. You don't have endorsers because the viewership ain't right. Remember we had the Richmond Rage. That's when Dawn played in Richmond.
I remember.
Women's basketball has always took a hit. Now Dawn, like you talked about Taysom Hill, Dawn just made on her contract as a college basketball player more than everybody in the WNBA. And she played in the WNBA.
Right.
You got Becky Hammond with $1 million contract, and you mean to tell me they can't pay Breonna Stewart more than $210,000?
What I'm saying is if you can't fill the seats and if you can't get eyeballs on the television, who's supporting the team? You got to get it in admissions, you got to get it in merchandising, you got to get it in TV contracts. If ain't nobody paying attention, I mean, the Richmond Ravens could have got more people out at a game.
Go ahead, boy.
mind you,
you gotta have people to go.
The Team USA women's team was blowing people out. They didn't get not near much coverage, but the men's team struggled to barely beat people and backed into a gold medal. And everybody want to talk about how great the men's Team USA gold medal team was.
But you got to realize, look, we got a soccer team that has 40,000 people at every game. They're televised. They sell tickets. And they've only been in the market for 3 years. Mm-hmm. But they're paying these guys millions of dollars because why? They can afford to. It's packed every week. Everybody's wearing their jerseys. We got ESPN. They're not even televising a lot of WNBA games.
A lot of people don't even know the season start on Friday.
For $25 million, we can get an expansion team. We can put one together. But
hey,
at the end of the day, you got to make that money.
All right, gang, we've been here long enough.
Okay.
But I appreciate everybody coming out this evening. We talk sports, man. And I hope some of the conversation we had will allow others that disagree with some of our opinions on our topics to come forward, and be a part of the show, because it's what We Talk Sports is all about. It's not about agreeing with CJ Richardson. Me and Diane been going at it all night long. You know what I'm saying? She has an opinion, and I respect it. I love that. She has an opinion, I respect it. Me and Justin, we go at it all the time. And we got a little private chat group that me and what's the boy name?
I saw that Deshaun Watson video sent out.
Me and the boy James, me and James go at it every day. We go at it every goddamn day. I think we out of 365 days, me and James might have agreed on a Cowboy post twice.
And don't let me and CJ get into it about Noah Brown. And I'm hoping Jalen come take his spot.
Hey, you watch your mouth about Noah Brown. You know what I'm saying? Noah Brown is the glue in the goddamn wide receivers room. He toasts the helmets and the shoulder pads.
He the barista in the wide receiver room. He's good for running coffee.
All right, we got to give our final thoughts of the night, man. And we're gonna go ladies first. Diane, great to have you tonight.
I love this conversation tonight. It was a good show. Draft was good. Good conversation. I appreciate you gentlemen for having me.
Hey, we're glad you added a little finesse to the show, a little change up. All right. We appreciate you for coming on. Look forward to seeing you again. All right, Justin, what we got, man? Final thoughts.
We got the Joshua from Texas Tech, the kicker. Now, look, he went 15 for 17 on his field goal kicks inside 40 yards. And then when he was kicking from 60 out, he was like money. He was 45. He was 46 for 47. So we got a kicker now in Dallas. If he make the roster, and Big Cat Bryant is my undrafted player that should make the roster at defensive tackle.
All right. What you got, Rodney?
The schedule is coming out next week, and I am excited to see when and where the Dallas Cowboys are playing.
Amen. And I go ahead, Eric.
I'm actually excited to see James Harden lose it because he ain't no good without a second person. Because MB, if he ain't playing, they about to get swept. In addition to that, don't forget, I got a show dropping out on HBO tomorrow, HBO Max, The Staircase. 3 episodes drop. So yeah, go check that out.
What is it called?
It's called The Staircase.
Put that information into the feed after we get off here, so we can go ahead and watch you on the big screen.
On the big screen tomorrow.
Now, if it's gonna be like a glimpse, can you give us the timestamp?
I know, right? Yeah, no. I'm in 3 episodes. Look, I had to let people know. They was like, so if I blink, will I miss you? So now, man, I'm deep up in this one.
All right, good deal, man. Good deal. We appreciate. Hey, I appreciate everybody for coming on. Everybody that tuned in, even if you didn't stay for the whole broadcast, you came on. You showed love. We talk sports. It's a sports show for the people. It's where everybody has a voice. And you see the agreements, the disagreements, but the fun, the camaraderie, the sports talk, But come with your chest out, because we don't want you to come with it in. Because if you come with it in, you ain't gonna make it over here. I'm just telling you right now. And Diane bought it tonight, so I'm gonna have to give her the paper championship tonight. Here you go, Diane. You are the champion of the world. And since we were on opposite sides, we got to get up out of here, man. Until next week, we'll catch up with y'all. Cjtv, We Talk Sports, Eric Lee, Rodney Jones, Bay, Justin Smith, Diane. I'm your host, CJ Richardson, man. We Talk Sports, man. Get with us. We appreciate you. I holla. Peace.